The anti-seducer. The anti-seducer is the exact opposite to the seducer. They're insecure, self-absorbed, lack self-awareness, and can't seem to read the psychology of the other person. The most common characteristic of the anti-seducer is insecurity. Feeling insecure is not necessarily bad. We can't be confident all the time, but if you feel insecure, learn to hide it. This way, it won't destroy your opportunities with your desired target. Anti-seducers show a lot of insecurity. They interpret the slightest ambiguity on your part as a slight to their ego. They see the merest hint of withdrawal as a betrayal, and are likely to complain bitterly about it. Insecurity can easily be detected. Signals of insecurity include selfishness, being judgmental, or confrontational. Being too nice and falling in love very deeply and very quickly, however, is also a sign of insecurity. Getting involved with anti-seducers leads to very unsatisfying relationships. Remember their qualities and try to notice them in others. Even more important, learn to recognize them in yourself. Don't beat yourself up. We all feel insecure from time to time, but if you're able to notice insecure behaviors in yourself, with practice, you will be able to free yourself from them. The less anti-seductive you are, the more people will be drawn to you. Anti-seducers come in many shapes and forms. These are the main types. The brute. Brutes have no patience for love. They don't enjoy the process nor the anticipation. They are only concerned about their own pleasure, never with yours. Patience shows that you're thinking of the other person, which never fails to impress. If you make a brute wait, they overreact. Test a person by making them wait. Their response will tell you what you need to know. The suffocator. These fall in love with you before you even know them. They suffer from an inner void that can't be filled. Love takes time to develop, but not in their case. You can recognize suffocators by how quickly they fall for you. You'll realize that their love for you wasn't triggered by anything you've done. They also have a tough time disagreeing with you. If they never disagree, they are suffocators. The moralizer. These try to change you to fix their ideal, so they criticize and judge. What they want is to dominate the people around them. Avoid them and their criticism. The tightwad. These are cheap. Don't be cheap. Being unable to give money signals that you're unable to give love. Give out part of your money and of yourself. Learn to be generous. Of course, giving too much can seem needy, so calculate accordingly. The reactor. Reactors are very sensitive to their own egos. They don't respond well to jokes about them. We should all be able to laugh at ourselves, but reactors cannot. The Chevalier de Gramont and his friend Mata were two French men who wanted to get with two very beautiful married women in Turin, Italy. Their husbands paid them very little attention, so their chances of seducing them were high. The Chevalier decided to go for an engaged woman named Mademoiselle de Saint-Germain, while Mata chose a woman named Madame de Senant. The first day, both men wore his date's favorite color. This was good. The second day, both couples visited a palace. The Chevalier made Mademoiselle de Saint-Germain laugh and they had a good time, but Mata didn't do so well. He was impatient. He declared his love in the palace, driving his date away, and he could not see what he had done wrong. He thought she was overwhelmed by emotions, but the truth was, she felt offended. The Chevalier asked Madame de Senant how her date went, and she answered truthfully. Mata wasn't willing to court her correctly. He wanted to jump straight to sex. She didn't completely lose hope in Mata after his mistake. She decided to keep dating him, but the next couple of dates were also catastrophic. Mata stopped wearing her favorite colors. Once when they went riding together, Mata began chasing after rabbits instead of paying attention to her. When he smoked, he would never offer her some. Not to mention that he was still impatient and made it clear that all he wanted was sex. She finally exploded and complained to him directly, but Mata sincerely apologized, causing her to forgive him and give him one more chance. She believed he was about to change, but he still took her for granted and tried to sleep with her right away. She lost complete faith in him and left. Even after this, Mata told the Chevalier that she was clearly still into him. The Chevalier, however, knew she wasn't, and he took advantage of the situation. He seduced her properly and was rewarded with the sex that Mata originally wanted but could never get. In seduction, you must take your time, make your target comfortable, and win them over. Don't try to rush them into sex. Doing so will make you seem needy, and she will assume that you're taking her for granted. Making your move so early in the seduction tells your victim that you think they're easy. You're literally insulting them, and they will have no other choice but to reject you. In truth, the longer you take, the more you show the depth of your interest, and the deeper the spell you create. Count AB invited Casanova to stay with him and his wife in Milan. His wife was considered to be a very beautiful woman that Casanova wanted to seduce. When he finally met her, Casanova indeed found her beautiful, but she was also very serious. There was something about her that he didn't like. When he began to unpack, the Countess noticed a very beautiful red dress that Casanova had among his things. He told her that it was a gift for any woman that won his heart. The next day, the Countess was suddenly a lot more friendly to him. She began to tease him and laugh at what he said. She asked him if he was willing to sell the red dress. Apparently, a friend of hers wanted it, but Casanova had no interest in selling it. She kept playing games with him in order to get the dress, and after some time, Casanova grew tired of her. He finally agreed to sell the dress to the Countess' friend for 15,000 francs, who then gave the dress to her. Casanova, however, had no interest in money. He decided to give the money to the Countess. "You are a very bad man," she said, "but you can stay. You amuse me," and then resumed her flirtatious manner. But Casanova was no fool. He could see through her plan all along. "It is not my fault, madame, if your charms have so little power over me." He placed the money on the table and left. She was furious. The Countess had two qualities that repelled Casanova: her pride and her greed. Pride can reflect confidence and assertiveness. It signals that you don't feel inferior. This will make people respect you, but too much of it may cause people to feel that you're belittling them. Excessive pride, without anything to justify it, is highly anti-seductive. Greed is selfishness, another very unattractive quality. The Countess's little games to get the dress made Casanova realize that she had no interest in romance. All she was interested in was money and gifts. The person who is obviously angling for money or other material reward can only repel. If you're looking for something other than pleasure, like money or power, never show it. The suspicion of an ulterior motive is anti-seductive.